Hi guys, welcome back to another Big Eye Gun video. Today we're doing my Ravens tier list. For season 4.5. Before I don't know, I know it's a garbage justification, but I got GM1 last week, I think. Yeah, as of recording this video, last week I got GM1, and I haven't done a whole lot of comp since, but season 4.5 meta won't change that much. Anyway, first of all, we're going to be rating the tanks, and then we move down to DPSs and supports. I mean, that's kind of how I've always done it. And yeah, we're going to be giving justifications for everything, like always. So, let's get into this first tank, Captain America. Captain America isn't. I don't know. I mean, at one point I would have argued A tier, but now probably B. And he's only fallen off so much because he's lost, he's become more of a tickle monster, and he's also lost, a bunch of health, and his shield's gone down. And I don't know, his ultimate just it's decent, but I don't know, he's not the best diver. We'll get onto the best diver in a minute, and he doesn't apply enough pressure really. Because with triple support, you can basically kind of ignore him. So yeah, Rip Cap, he goes in beta. Magneto. Where are we shoving Magneto? S is it too bad to put Magneto in S tier? Is he that good, guys? He might be. With Magneto currently being, I mean, his ultimate is still really strong. Like always, I think I'm gonna put him in S tier. Because he's got a really good kit. He's, those Magneto ults, if you've ever seen a Magneto ult edit, I'm just saying it goes hard. And I don't know, he cooks. He's able, he works really well. He's a stable tank. If you're ever solo tanking, you're probably going to play Magneto, because you've got the most resources that you can arguably go through. On saving yourself and saving everyone else, and his ultimate's really solid. And then we have Penny, and Penny is now's the time I should probably specify this is for ranked, not pro play. Yeah. And in ranked, Penny is better than she is in pro play, but barely. In pro play, she's arguably D tier, because people see the Penny, they'll grab her with Bucky, or she'll be dove, or she'll be poked out, or she just gets torn apart. But in ranked play, where it's a little less organized, she can thrive a bit more, and of course Penny will always be annoying, because she just is. I'm sure you guys have all probably encountered an annoying Penny once in your Rivals experience. And now, now we move on to Venom. The reason why Captain's in beta. Yeah, he's the strongest tank. I can't lie. I mean, Venom's just shot up in the tier list rankings. Because first of all, that ultimate is ridiculous now, leaving an anti. And I can say that Venom, especially into triple support, he works really well. You do tons of damage. Well, not tons, but you do a lot of damage, and it can be really challenging to actually get a Venom out of the backlines, especially when he can have almost 16,000 HP. So it's quite a challenge. And he's pretty good. And then we have Thor. Where are we putting Thor realistically? Top of B? Top of beta, maybe. Yeah, okay, we'll go top of beta. Actually, no. Yeah, top of beta, I'll probably move him to bottom of A. Thor's a decent tank, I mean, he's got the best 1v1 capabilities of any hero in game. It's just a shame that he isn't really able to do a great job at tanking, in that, you know, like if he gets focused, he's cooked. And he also kind of gets cooked by like a heavy poke meta. So like, like a ton of Hellas, and Hella's really strong right now. And he can peel for backline. I find him quite decent against peeling against Venom, but you know, there's always gonna be that time when you're just not quite there. You might be looking for an attack, and then Venom dives, and then your backline dies. Um, but yeah, and then after that we have Groot. Um, Groot's fallen quite far, and you know, with Angela, Emma, who else? Wolverine. Who else? Who else does a nice job at countering Groot right now? Yeah. I mean, Wolverine. He's still strong. So strong. Angela does a great job. Because you can just kind of take him away from his walls. Um, Emma Frost, just nasty. But yeah, so Groot goes A tier. Emma Frost, S, um, above Magneto. But like Emma Frost, solo tanking as Emma Frost, your shield will get drained and then you'll kind of get bullied. But, like Diamond Form is still ridiculously strong. And it's a massive threat. Angela. Angela A tier. Below Thor though. Because even though she's got good displacement, on the damage side she's kind of lacking. Like she can kill backlines, but that's only if they're not really communicating. Um, but yeah, so yeah, he's got, she's alright, and she definitely can terrorize backlines, but her damage just isn't quite high enough. And Doctor Strange, he's gonna go A tier. He's not as good as Magneto at holding down a front line, but he's got a lot more damage. And ever since they decreased the Maelstrom of Madness, how long that cooldown is, from 8 to 6 seconds, that's really helped him with his damage and with his uptime. Because now you can play more aggressively and you can do more damage. Woohoo! Thing. Sita, like of course he can work, if the enemy team is a brawl comp, with their dive, you can get Thing to work. I mean, he does a nice job against Cap, and he can do sometimes well against Venom. I mean, like, you're not going to get skewed off the map by Angela, but, like, most of the other tanks will have a nice time into you. And, like, he gets torn in half by half the DPSs at this point. I swear, half of the DPSs just feast on him. And then we have Hulk. Um, I'm not seeing many Hulk bans this season, but um, but he is definitely strong, and he definitely can like cook. He can definitely tear enemy. Like yeah, you can get Hulk to work, but he's challenging. Especially because if you don't know really what you're doing, or if you don't have the mechanical skill to get Hulk to work well, you will just be feeding. But yeah, so Hulk's an interesting one. Black Panther. I'd say his days of terrorizing are gone at this point. Um, like I don't see him anymore. I can't lie, I don't see Black Panther anymore. Um, I don't think he really does as much. I don't think he's as lethal as he used to be, and he's also a bit more fragile. And I mean, you can still get him to work, but I've seen multiple clips of Black Panther going into a backline, using every single one of his cooldowns, and not getting a single kill, and then dying afterwards. And that's crazy. But yeah. And then there's Black Widow. I don't know. Dare I put C tier? Dare I? I don't know. like Black Widow's a hero where I'm just unsure where to rank them because like they need the Mantis damage boost to get a one shot, but without that one shot, are they really useful? Like if you're playing Black Widow, the amount of I don't know. I feel like rather than playing Black Widow, 90% of the DPS have a bigger uptime and a bigger impact on the team fight as a whole. So I don't know. I'm not too sure if I'm not gonna fanboy over a Black Widow, because especially compared to half of the other DPS in the lineup, I feel like your impact on the team fight's gonna be far less. Um, Wolverine, A tier. He's not S tier because generally if you're just mildly aware of a Wolverine, it can be quite challenging for him to set up, and therefore it can make it quite challenging for him to actually grab someone. And Emma's still ridiculously strong, so you can chokeslam Wolf, and don't worry about him. But yeah, Wolf is pretty strong. Mr. Fantastic, he got the buff. Grinding people with his right click. Yeah, right click, and it's I don't know, it hasn't changed much for me. Um, like Mr. Fantastic, he kind of anti-dive, kind of, but kind of not really. Like I've never seen a Fantastic and been like, this game's over, and I feel like Fantastic, he definitely has value that he can bring, but in comparison to other heroes, his value is reduced. Um, Especially if you compare him to some of the other DPS who are brawling. Like Iron Fist right now with the buffs, he's stronger. I think Wolverine's in a better state as well. Um, who else? Which other Magic slightly better? Not saying I'd like a Magic on my team, but she's slightly better. I think Blade might be even better than Fantastic as well. On in general, I think Blade might be kind of being slapped on right now, but yeah. Then we have Human Torch. I mean, those nerfs. Dare I put him in beta? I mean, you can still get Human Torch to work, but he's not as strong as he used to be, and you can feel it. Like if you're a Torch main, you'll feel the changes. Because he does less damage. He moves slower. He feels a bit clunkier now. Like he's easier to hit. Um, you know. Anyway, Torch is he's moved down a bit. He's not as strong as he used to be. He used to be S tier, and now bottom of A or possibly even B tier. But we're gonna give him A tier because uh, he still can be quite powerful. Hawkeye. Now, okay, Hawkeye is going in beta, not because he's a bad hero, but because the chances that you have a good Hawkeye is so very low that generally speaking you could put him in B tier because even though I'd argue he probably is one of the best heroes, if you play him perfectly, he is one of the best. But dog, ain't no one playing him perfectly. like Hawkeye in theory could four shots could be used, and all of a sudden it's just two tanks. That's in theory, but in reality it's more like 16 shots go and only one person dies. And in that time it's just let's say you were playing I don't know, Star-Lord or Bucky, you've had a far greater impact on the team fight as a whole. But Hawkeye's threat is more just as an existence threat. So yeah. And then Hela, S. It doesn't need to be said. She still is really strong. She got buffs, so she's actually even stronger. And with her main competition, Phoenix, getting a nerf, yeah, she's just lethal now. Storm. Actually, I think Storm gets bottom of A over Torch for one reason, and that is Storm is a good hero. Her ultimate is good enough as it is. It doesn't need the team up, by the way. The team up makes it even better, but it doesn't need the team up with Jeff. But it's a good ultimate, and she makes a good team better, but she doesn't make a bad team good. And I think I heard that from, I think it might have been Coach Mills. I think, I'm not too sure, but it's a fair statement, and I'll take it as a quote. To be fair, it makes a good team better. But you know, if you don't have a good team, she ain't gonna solve your problems. Squirrel Girl's also going C tier. Because unless you're playing into the thing, or maybe even a Groot, you're not gonna get tons of value. Um, like you can charge your ult fast, but you've got no real way of protecting yourself against the dive heroes who, the dive heroes that are actually decent right now. They will tear you to shreds because you've got no real way of protecting yourself. Like half of the tanks on the roster could probably beat Squirrel Girl. Like assuming they miss the grounding ability. Like Penny Parker would probably win that 1v1. Venom would. Emma Frost certainly would. Magneto would. Strange would. Groot would. Like almost all of the tanks would probably win the 1-on-1. Thing might lose. But like yeah, Thing's the exception there. Star Lord A tier. He's not S tier because um, he's just not as strong as he used to be, and like Star Lord's a good hero. He's a good pick, but he like he's a good dive hero, but like right now there's a better dive hero in the mix, and because of that he kind of gets outshadowed. Moon Knight, the top of beta. I mean nothing about Moon Knight screams brilliant, but like you know, like Moon Knight isn't gonna be the reason why you win your game normally. Like he might be the reason why the enemy supports have their ultimate every 30 seconds. Um, but like he's got a strong ultimate. You know, he's got great damage potential. Um, and assuming your Moon Knight doesn't need his onks to hit shots, he'll cook. But Moon Knight, he ain't carrying the team. Sorry to any Moon Knight mains out there, but you're not carrying, bro. You're just damage farming. And if you're able to get kills off of it, good. But that's normally because their backline isn't paying any attention. Magic. She's got a ridiculously high win rate right now. I think it's like 56%. Let me check. Let me check this, by the way. I got it on a different. Yeah. So Magic right now. Let me find this. Please. Okay. This is not working. Actually, no, that is. Cool. Magic right now has a 55.02 win rate. Let's pull this up here though. Assuming Google wants to work for me today. Oh, calm. So it does like 16 billion tabs then. Calm. Respect. Cool. So we go here. Magic there, 55.02. That's a very high win rate. Especially considering the pick rate too. And then if we go here for like, let's say diamond and above, it's 56. Like, I'm not saying that Magic deserves a ban, but at the same time, with a win rate like that, it might be called for. I'm also arguing Daredevil might also need a nerf as well, because that is very good, 54% win rate, in diamond and above. But yeah, Black Widow just does terribly. It's just such a rip. Um, yeah. Anyway, Bucky. I'm gonna argue S tier for Bucky. As of right now, dive is kind of the meta, and your best chance at shutting out a dive or a flyer is probably gonna be Bucky or Hala. Bucky is really good against like Venom. You can grab him, you can CC him, you can ground him, and then you can ground him again. Like you've got so much CC as Bucky, it's crazy. If they have a Gru and if he overextends, you can pull him out of position. If you, like Bucky kind of is the anti-dive in this game, alongside Namor. But I think he's slightly better than Namor without Namor team up. Like Namor needs his team up, and we're gonna get into that later. But yeah, he's really strong. Daredevil, S tier. I mean, he's got crazy win rate, so S tier could be warranted. But we're gonna go top of Eta. Um, because he can work really well, or like you can have a Daredevil who can go like 59-6, or your Daredevil goes like 2-5 after like the whole game, and they just stay on Daredevil the whole time, and they just get absolutely folded, and they get like nothing done. Um. So yeah, Iron Fist, eight above Wolf though. Yeah, we're gonna put him above Wolverine, barely. Iron Fist works pretty well. With the buffs, he's better at mauling tanks now. Does a pretty good job at being a pain to Venom, and that's good because Venom's really strong right now. Um, he does a good job generally. He's good at anti-divers. He's decent at anti-tanks. He can shut down Rocket's ult, which is important since Rocket ult's pretty good. But yeah, he works pretty well right now in this meta. He's able to do his work, and especially that buff helped him out. So he works pretty well right now. And then we have Iron Man. Um, I think Iron Man might actually be the weakest flyer. Um, he might be the weakest flyer right now. Um, because I feel like he just kind of gets less value. Like in comparison to the others, he gets less value. Actually, the weakest flyer might be Ultron on a technicality, but we'll get onto Ultron later. I mean Iron Man. He doesn't really get any buffs from a team up. Like he doesn't get an extra ability. That's what I mean by a buff. Like he gets the plus 5% damage boost, but I don't think it doesn't help him enough. Since he can be pretty easily killed. And I don't know. I feel like Iron Man. I don't see him much, and I feel like in comparison to the other flyers, he doesn't work as well. And Angela does a great job at being able to tear him in half, and that does not help him at all. Um, but yeah, like I feel like Iron Man just isn't having the best time this meta, with everything going on, especially with the strong Hela. Iron Fist kind of being in meta because Iron Fist can track down Iron Man, cook him. Yeah, it doesn't work as well anymore, and his ultimate gets absorbed by Mag ult, so it's kind of a rip. Um, and then you have this guy Namor with team up S tier, without team up like around here in Eta. Um, but yeah, we're gonna put him in S tier because they team up. Um, but below Bucky, no, above Bucky. Um, Namor works really well because that team up's just nasty. He's also got the ability with the team up for the reduced healing, which is crazy. He's just really strong. Um, like he was good without the team up. I mean, you know, but now he you kind of need to ban Hala or Namor Like, one of them needs to be banned because otherwise that team up needs to be used. Because it is really strong, assuming you can aim. Because, like, getting just. Like, being involved in a kill will summon a squid. And the more kills you get involved in, the more squids you get. So in theory, you could get a team wipe and then Adam reses, and then the 6 squids that you just got would basically just melt that whole team, and that would be crazy. Then we have Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man's in a better situation than Black Panther, but like the amount of time and dedication you need to put in Spider-Man to getting good enough to have high impact and for him to like be a great pick is not worth it. So like, don't trust me, don't. And then we have Psylocke. Psylocke's Esther as well. She goes above Bucky. Psylocke is, I think, the best diver this season, and that's for DPS, with her ultimate having been buffed significantly in the last patch. To a point where she can, I think, now she can kill some supports through their ultimates. I think. I might be wrong, but I think so. I think she can kill through Cloak and Dagger ult if it's just one person. Yeah. It's nasty. But it's pretty strong. And also, Psylocke is just, I think, the best, dive DPS right now. She's really good. I think if they had to nerf her in any way, my idea for the nerf would probably be to maybe reduce the speed of her ultimate, like how far she moves in it. Because other than that, you're probably just gonna kill the character. Now I'm aware this has been a pretty while for the tier list, so we're gonna kind of speed this up for the rest of the heroes. Yeah, we're gonna speed it up ever so slightly. So this is gonna be like a faster second kind of part. So Phoenix is worse than Hela. She's still good, but she's worse than Hela, and the Wolverine team up isn't particularly great. Like, it works out well, but it just ain't the best. Like, if Hela's banned in your hit scan, Phoenix is the second best option. Her ultimate does a good job at countering Rocket, but like, that's kind of all it does at this point. Like, it can be used to kill through support ults, but that you kind of need a damage boost for that one. So yeah, Punisher. Punisher's not as strong as Punisher's in a decent state. He doesn't feel too strong to go up against, but I don't know. I feel like he's got a way to go before he's going to be climbing into A or B. Oh, sorry, A or S. He's a decent kind of DPS. To me, he kind of falls on the lower end because his ultimate can be so easily countered by a mag ult. And he also just moves slower. I mean, if his ultimate gave him a damage reduction, that would make him really strong. But yeah, he's just kind of mid. Scarlet Witch, C tier. She isn't a particularly strong DPS in any real way. Her ultimate's decent, but not great. Yeah, it's just decent, but not great. And I don't know. Like, if you want more damage, you play literally any other DPS. If you want guaranteed kills, literally any other DPS would do a better job, except Black Widow, maybe. Like, maybe that's fair for C tier, and then Blade. I don't know. Put him here in beta. There. Like, I think Blade is better than the rest of those DPS. But yeah, I feel like Blade's still got a way to go. I haven't played much of Blade though this season, but I feel like Blade's got a way to go before I can say that he's going to be a good DPS. Anyway, Ultron. Ultron got fat nerfed beta. Like, triple support with Ultron isn't the way it's currently swinging, because he's just weaker. Because they nerfed his healing, which they shouldn't have done. If anything, I'd argue they could nerf his damage, but like, That's the only part that I'd probably would have nerfed. I would have nerfed his damage and maybe increased his ult charge ever so slightly. Um, Arguably, maybe even buff his healing per second. You know, go crazy with it. Luna Snow. Luna Snow's fallen off. She would have been S tier, but she's A tier because the ult charge fell off. Rocket Raccoon is S tier. Because of that ultimate. He's also got a res. I mean, his ultimate can be countered by Phoenix, or it can be burned if it gets focused, but like, low key, just put the ultimate kind of behind the enemy until you key into them, and then they're probably going to be focusing on shooting your team rather than the amplifier. Um, yeah, low key, B tier, below. He goes above Ultron because he does more healing, but low key, he's not as good as he used to be. I mean, they've really butchered him with the nerfs with the balance changes they made to him like 2-3 seasons ago now. Or was it last season? I don't know. It feels like it was such a long time ago. But he got kind of butchered in that season by the change they made. Warlock. I mean, if you're running triple support, Warlock isn't a bad option. On double support, he kind of struggles with healing, but he can work. Cloak and Dagger, S tier as well. Mantis is the preferred triple support. She goes top of A. She's one of the preferred. Invis is on tie with Cloak and Dagger right now because that ultimate's far better. And Jeff the Shark, D tier because I hate the little shark. Anyway, on an honest rating, he'd probably also go like top of B, but for thumbnail and clickbait, he goes D tier. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is my opinion. What else? What else is there to say again? I forgot. Peace out.